it's Zena, Warthog Princess. Welcome back. This video is going to be a what's in my bag for my Vera Bradley Reactive Sports Backpack. I think that might be the name. If it's not, I'll put the name down below. But this is in the Shawn Johnson pattern. It was a collaboration with the Olympic gymnast, Shawn Johnson. But I really love the pattern, obviously red, white, and blue, stars and stripes. And then I have a Fireworks Paisley luggage tag on there for my name tag. But I have this pack. This is my daily pickleball bag. This is the one I take to the park every single day to play pickleball when I go. I sometimes change out what's inside of it, but this is fresh off of today's pickleball adventure. I did shower and everything or whatever. But so this is how I use the bag. First and foremost, the bag itself is, I don't want to say convertible, but it's multifunctional. So you have carry handles, you have the drawstring, you also have backpack straps, which I love. And I put a carabiner on here so that when I go and play, I just hang it on the fence, which is great. It works wonderfully that way. It also has this bottom compartment that has a double zipper that you can zip into. It does share space with the inside, but it's a lined compartment. It is not ventilated it's not ventilated, but you can put, you could put shoes down there or wet things or something you want to keep separate. But this is what I mean, it shares space with the inside. If you have stuff in the bottom compartment, it makes the bottom of your interior shortened. But if you don't have things in the bottom, the interior stuff can go all the way to the bottom. So anyway, I generally don't use that pocket at all, not for current plans and uses anyways. All right, but let's start with the outside. It has two big side pockets. They're deep, but not super deep. They actually don't hold my water bottle very well because it's tall. But I keep a bottle of hand sanitizer in there because you can never be clean, you know. The bathroom at the park often doesn't have soap, so whatever. I always bring hand sanitizer because, you know, I don't want to get sick. Whatever, I'm not a germaphobe, but I just got to be careful. So that's the side pockets. The other side, I don't really have anything in it at any given time. There is one pocket right here in the back. It's a zipper pocket. It's not huge, but that's where I put my phone. So I always know where my phone is in my bag. Hi, Kelly. Yeah, so there you go. That is that. So that's it for the outside of the bag. Inside, well, actually, let me say one thing. When you get this, the strap is not connected. I actually hand sewed the tips together so that the string would never pull through and pull out. So I wouldn't have to rethread it. But anyways, I sewed it together. That's just my preference. Which, by the way, does make another carriage option if you just throw it over your shoulder. I've done that. But anyways, just a luggage tag on there. And I slide it out. Okay. So once you put that slide out, which does hold it closed pretty well, but much better than I thought. It's just the reactive slide there. Works as a good slide lock. Inside, let's talk about a few things. So first, I have pickleball paddle. So it's not a Franklin paddle, but it is a Franklin case. I have my little pickleball bag charm on there, which actually is a golf ball trainer, but hello, it's like a baby pickleball. Super cute. Okay, we'll get to the paddles in a minute, but there's one of them, and I actually have two. This is my first paddle, my Vera Bradley Baddle paddle, Java Navy Camo. We'll talk more about those. I have a water bottle. This one is empty, or almost empty, because I used it today. Once again, I have a carabiner on it, and I just changed the carabiner to a bigger one, but it's on there backwards. So I hang my bag on the fence. Oopsie. Sorry, Kelly. I think it's okay. And I hang my water bottle next to it. Now, it's just a Takaya water bottle from Costco or whatever. I don't know where I got it. It's been dropped. Yeah, it takes a beat licking and keeps on ticking. But I put the Tiger Tokidoki on here because one of my first pickleball friends, when I hit it, you hit it too far and it goes out, and she always says, "Easy, Tiger." So I put that on my water bottle, on my other one, and then it carried over to this one. I had extra stickers from Tokidoki. Then I also put a Tokidoki skull and crossbones. That's the Tokidoki thing. I guess I was just kind of thinking that, okay, I've got the Tokidoki theme already, and it's water. If you don't drink water, you're going to get dehydrated and die. So it was a good self-note to always remember to drink water. And then one of my pickleball friends gave me this Peace, Love, Dogs sticker, which is so fun. And then another friend gave me the Happy People Play Pickleball. Actually, she gave me that, but she let me choose from a stack of them, which you can buy. Anyways, this has become a sticker thing. I have more stickers to put on it, but it's kind of different outside of me. I have a Selkirk rubber bracelet thing that I got from the tournament. I just put it on there, no reason. Anyways, so it's a water bottle, and I just clip it on the fence. My other water bottle that I take often, especially in the heat of the day or in the summer, this is my original one. This one is Contigo Fit. It's a big one. It carries a lot more water. It has a nice, it has a lockable top with a big wide mouth. I could drink copious amounts very quickly. I also clip it to the fence, so I have this little thing rigged up. It has a side carry. But it has my Tiger Mom, Easy Tiger on both sides. Nothing fancy, but there you go. So one of those water bottles is always with me for pickleball. Other than that, inside the bag, I have this Vera Bradley mesh pouch. This is from Moonlight Garden, actually, but it is perfect as my ball bag for pickleballs. Yeah, so what's in this bag? I have, first of all, several balls. Not all of my balls are represented here. This was the first set I bought. It's basically an Onyx indoor-outdoor pickleball. It's like a hybrid ball. I didn't know any better. Actually, I lied. This is an Aviana, but I didn't know any better the difference in balls, and so someone told me like, ooh, that's not a good ball. Okay, fine. So I bought another kind, and they were also not good. But the ones everybody likes, in case you're wondering and you're going to invest in some balls, they're not super expensive, but they do not last that long, is the Franklin X40s. They're very, very popular, and they work great. So I have a couple of those in here because you always got to have balls. And then I have, this is a USA PA approved Onyx, the 26, which is an indoor ball. And then I have the Franklin X26, which is another indoor ball. So I have a couple indoor balls for those times when I go indoors. And then I have this ball picker-upper. So you put it on the end of your paddle, and if you don't want to bend all the way over, you can pick up balls. It works better when it's on your paddle, but it picks up the balls like a suction. This was a gift from my little friend Gabe. Gabe, by the way, is 11 years old. Everybody always thinks he's my son, but he's not. He's unrelated. But he kind of got adopted by all the players over there. There's a little newscast on him recently in the local news, like just a week or two ago. I'll put a link down below so you can see Gabe. Gabe is my little buddy. But he gave that to me. I thought it was super sweet. Everybody's always giving him gifts, but he decided to bring sucker cups. Anyway, so we got the balls. And then I always have a sweatshirt in my bag because it's winter, even though it's Arizona. So especially if I'm playing early afternoon and then it gets into the evening when the sun goes down, it gets cold. You guys gotta have a sweatshirt. Today I was there in the morning, so I was wearing a sweatshirt until I got there and started playing. So I actually had two. I took it off and threw it in my bag. Inside I have this, it's a matching little cosmetic, or it also comes with like a crossbody shoulder strap. You can use it as a little purse. I took the strap off, but there's the bag. We'll get into that in a sec. Then I always have my grab and go, so my Zip ID chapstick and my car key on the lanyard. So that's my current one, is the Denim Navy with the Jenn Zip ID. I have a visor in there. I always have a visor. This one I put in the washing machine so it's clean, even though it looks dirty and faded. It's well used, well loved. I have a lot of different hats, but I always have one in my bag just in case. Okay, so the bag itself has the drawstring top, but it also has a zipper closure on the top. So it has that flapped zipper closure, so you do get capacity up there. I never zip it really, ever. I just use the cinch closure. It has two mesh elastic pockets on this side. We'll get what's in them in a sec. On the back side, it has several pockets. It has, let's see if I can open this. It has two clear views. It has one zipper but two sections. This one has a piece of tissue and I haven't used it. This one has some of the local pickleball schedules, like for the gym. So I just put them into that slot, so I always have them with me for reference. And then behind that, there's actually a big zipper pocket that goes all the way across the bag and all the way to the bottom, and it is plastic lined, so that you can put your wet stuff in there. If it's sweaty or whatever, you can put stuff in there. I really haven't used that pocket. I left the tissue in it so the plastic doesn't stick to the plastic, but it's a great option, especially for like tournaments and stuff. There you go. The mesh elastic pockets on this side, I shove a bunch of things in there just in case. I sweat a lot, so I put these sweatbands, which I found in another gym bag. They were in my softball bag, but I pulled them out and put them in here. I have gloves because, okay, it's warming up now. It's getting into spring, but sometimes it's really cold when you're playing in the evening, so I just have these generic little knit gloves. They're kind of the one size fits all. They don't fit me well, so I don't care if they get all mucked up, but they work well. There's no grip on them or anything. Oh, I have a red wristband. Now, this one was from a tournament that whoever was assigned the first server had to wear the red thing so they could keep track of the score more easily and more accurately. This is a travel fan that I got from one of my cruising buddies. It pops out. I scared the dog. But it actually works really well as a little travel fan. And then you just twist and close it back up and put it back in this little pocket. Dun, 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 dun. Perfect. And in my other pocket, I have a washcloth. I always have a washcloth. I have a knit cap. I just put it in a plastic bag. It's a knit cap, like a beanie cap, because it got cold. I have some more spray hand sanitizer and some tissues. And that's it for my pocket. So I'll put all that back in there after. But that is it for the bag. But as you can see on the bag there, it is pretty good size. It works perfectly. Plus it's reactive, so it is actually waterproof, which is great. The shoe compartment or whatever doesn't have vents, but the inside pocket, wait, where is it? The inside pocket here that has the wet stuff does have two little baby vents down at the bottom into the interior of the bag. I'm not sure that's a lot of ventilation, but whatever. Okay, so that's the bag. What else do I have in here? I need that. So in here, this is kind of my catch-all first aid / whatever you might need stuff. So what do I have? I have some lidocaine gel. I've been having a lot of problems with my feet, and I put this in there because I was doing a tournament, so I thought between games if I needed to put some on, I could. So I can take that out. Same thing with Voltaren. It's a non-steroidal anti-inflammatory. Put those on together, and that's what my podiatrist prescribed, by the way. I have some athletic tape and some foamy stretchy tape, just in case, like, you know, people sprain their ankles, do other things all the time. I haven't, thank God, knock on wood, but I have used this foamy stretchy tape several times. Because of the way I hold my paddle and because I'm not that great, I sometimes get the ball will hit my thumb and it hits right there on the knuckle and it pops a vein, and just putting a little bit of compression on it with that foamy to squeeze it a little bit. Very, very, very helpful. Silly but helpful. I have an ace wrap in there because, again, you never know. Here's a little bit of gloves in case something comes up. I've got sunscreen, spray sunscreen, biofreeze. I've got hair ties and a barrette, like a clippy kind so you can keep your hair tamed. And I have one of those like headband things to keep your hair out of your face. And then I have this little pouch, which is just a generic pouch, but inside I have Band-Aids. Band-Aids, lots of Band-Aids, different sizes and shapes. So just in case, little things, you never know. I'll put that all back in my bag. This I'm going to have to sort out later and fix it. All right. So, let's talk paddles, because this is obviously, I take that back. Before we get to the paddles, I'll share one other thing. Kind of a, not all-inclusive, but pretty comprehensive pickleball discussion. So, do you need specific gear for pickleball? Really, no. You need one thing, you need a paddle. That's it, and a ball. But somebody will have a ball, so probably you just need a paddle. And you can go down there. For me, I consider it a lifetime sport. Anybody can play, all ages, all physical abilities, all sizes, everything. So the more you play, the better you get. You can take lessons. It's just widely popular, and I'm totally addicted right now because anything to get me fitter is good for me. I like it. Plus, I'm meeting a lot of people and whatnot. But that being said, I did invest in some pickleball shoes because, you know, they give you the traction, the support, the type of activity you're doing, whatnot. Anyway. So I have a couple different ones. This is my second pair of this same model. These are Asics. They're just women's model Asics. They're purple, so I love that. But you can see how quickly they wear down. These are just a couple months old, and these wear down pretty quickly just because the way I use them, I guess, and the way I go in them. They are for outside, so they are dirty. I clean them every now and then, but you can tell that they're outside shoes, not so much indoor. I do wear them indoor as well, but whatever. Okay, so these are my primary shoes, but I have a lot of problems with my feet. I've had some plantar fasciitis. I've had a bone spur on my heel. So I also have custom orthotics, and my orthotics do not fit in those shoes. Those fit me, and they're well supported. But my first pair ever was while I was in Virginia. I ordered online because that was the only ones I could find. And I ordered these New Balance. And these are actually a men's shoe. So you see I cinch them down a little bit. But they're in my size, but they're wider, you know, because it's men's shoes and I have narrow feet. But the reason I still wear them, so I use them like half the time or more, is these ones fit my custom orthotics, which is pretty important. So, and these are my thin ones, believe it or not, but they have the support, they have the padding, they have the foot, they have everything you need. But they definitely help. So if you're having foot problems, I will say a couple things. One, go see a podiatrist because they can do a lot of different things to help, short of surgery, short of other things like non-invasive things. But the orthotics really are worth investing in. If you have foot problems, it's invaluable. So for what that's worth. But next time I go pickleball shoe shopping, I got to do it in person, and I got to find some that fit my orthotics and my feet. Okay, so I have two pairs. I have New Balance and Asics. Both are great shoes. Both have worn very well. Both have been pretty durable, all things considered. My first ever pickleball paddle was my Vera Bradley Baddle paddle. By the way, I only started playing pickleball in basically May of last year, so it's less than a year into it. I'm like a 3.0 player. Officially, I'm rated at 3.313 because I did the tournament, but whatever. That's not a bragging thing. It's just fun. I play it because I like it, not because I'm good at it. But I did buy the matching cover, so I do have this zip-on cover from Vera Bradley, but the paddle itself is the same pattern. And then my wonderful friend Vanessa, when I was away in Virginia for the summer, we kept in touch, talk pickleball. And I had only really just met her like a month before I left. But I came back and she gave me this little name tag. It's one of those like rubber bracelet things, but it's made for pickleball. And it says Zena, and then on the other side it says Easy Tiger. She's the one that started that. So that is super cool. So I have my pink one on there. And this paddle only just says Vera Bradley. And it's only on the one side. And then it says Baddle right here on the tape that's around the handle, but it's not on the face. So here's the thing. Baddle Paddle. It's a reputable brand. They're straight up pickleball only. Like, they're very, very cool. I think they're relatively small because I haven't actually seen any other Baddle paddles out there playing. Doesn't mean they're not. They're out there, but I just haven't seen them. This paddle is a comparable model to one of their regular paddles. And all of Baddle paddles are USAPA approved, which is important to know if you're going to play in any tournaments because almost all the tournaments, especially if they're sanctioned, have requirements. And the requirement is that it has to be USAPA approved paddle because apparently people do some sketchy stuff to add grit on there to make spin or to do weird things. I just have a straight paddle. It's the only paddle I'd ever played with. And it got disqualified in the tournament. Even though it is USAPA approved and I could prove it because I could show them on 3 different websites that it was approved and all Baddle paddles are approved. And I showed them the comparable one that's not got the design and it says this is the same as the Vera Bradley one. None of that was sufficient because they said, well, that's not our site. And because it didn't have the USAPA stamp on the face of the paddle, they disqualified it. They also said, well, it doesn't even have the brand on it and the model number. Well, I argued that, yes, the model number is in fact Vera Bradley because there's only one Vera Bradley model. And Baddle is the company. They said, well, it's on the tape, not on the face. I'm like, are you kidding me? Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. No common sense. And even though I could prove it, it wasn't their website. So they disqualified my paddle and I had to borrow one. I did finish the tournament. We took 4th out of 12. We did fine, not optimum. I did play very poorly that game when it got disqualified, blah, blah, whatever. But just in case you have a Vera Bradley paddle and you're trying to use it in a tournament, just be aware that can happen. And if you want the links or website snapshots, send me a message. My contact info's in the remarks down below. Just send me a note and I'll snapshot those and send them to you. But I'm 50-50. It helped and worked for one tournament. They let me play with it, and the other tournament they didn't. So when I was talking to the tournament director and she was disqualifying it, she said, well, you could just buy another paddle. I'm like, but I'm in the middle of a tournament. I could just not do tournaments. And she goes, oh, don't do that. Well, it's a $150 paddle. To be fair, it's a $130 paddle that I paid $20 extra because of the Vera Bradley part, but there you go. So paddles, by the way, you can buy a decent paddle for very cheap. You can get them on Amazon anywhere from like $20 up to $300. Hey, Kelly, come in. You know, as my first time, did I need a $150 paddle? No, but hello, I have a little Vera problem, and I'd never played, so I wanted to get a paddle that would be durable in quality and whatever. And anyways, I'm very, very happy with it. It's a great paddle. It's held up well. Please don't lick my face. Okay, go. But anyways, so there you go. So I do use it. I usually have both paddles in my bag because you never know. My other paddle, this case, little backpack strap, whatever, crossbody thing, I bought that on Amazon. Inside here I have my second paddle that I bought basically because, one, I wanted a second because that one's not going to last forever. And I also wanted not to be disqualified and to be able to use my own paddle in the tournament rather than borrowing one at the last minute that I've never used. So they were selling them at the tournament. There was a Selkirk thing. So I got the Selkirk Invicta, and it's the amped Fiberflex lightweight. It is the longer paddle. So when I compare it to the Vera one, for example, there are different shapes. You know, this is a basic middle of the road size shape. But then you have this one, which if you put base to base of the paddle, it's just a little bit longer and slightly narrower than the Vera paddle. You also have ones that are wider than this. So there's lots of different ones to pick from. They have different materials you can get them made of. Some of them have like a grit on them to induce more spin on the bottom. I don't get fancy. I'm pretty middle of the road player. But the cool part about this Selkirk paddle, besides that it's purple, which I picked on purpose, is that it has all the approved stamps. And really all it needs the model, which is there. It has the brand, which is here, the Selkirk, and then it has that ever so important USAPA stamp, and it's all right on the face of the paddle, so I'm legal. Here you go. This one I bought myself, but it's the same one that my friend had made. It just says Xena and Easy Tiger, and I actually use it. So I'm really, I don't want to say superstitious, but I do things with a purpose, and I have little mind games for myself in sports, and that's just one of them. So I usually am always playing. I start off on the Easy Tiger because you're warming up and stuff, and then once I get my game going, I flip the paddle over. It's the same. Both sides of the paddle are exactly the same. Just the name tag thing is different. But then I play on Xena most of the time. But if I start hitting them out or getting a little too out of control or too crazy, whatever, I'll flip it back over, focus again, refocus my Easy Tiger, get back in. Yeah, so that's what I do. It works for me, and a couple of my friends know about it, so they'll go, did you flip your paddle? I'm like, yeah. Or I'll like fake threaten them. I'll be like, that's it, I'm switching to Xena, you know. Yeah, anyways, whatever. So pickleball, fun. It's fun. So I'm not trying to sell you on the game, but if you're interested and or playing, that's some some basic info for you. There are a lot of great pickleball paddles out there. Find one that works for you. Some paddle dealers will let you sample them. Like you can, even online, you can order a demo paddle and they'll send it to you. You can play with it for a little while and see if you like it, send it back, and then order one for yourself. They can do that. This outfit that was selling these at the tournament, they had a wide selection of, they were all Selkirk, but they had a wide selection of all the different paddle sizes and weights and styles. And they let you go out and whack the balls around a little bit and then come back and decide. So that's really cool. And if you have the opportunity, I recommend it. Because these, as you can tell, are like fiberglass, honeycomb. You can't tell in this one as much, sorry. I just put the other one away. But hopefully you saw that. When you look at it, go back and look at the video. But there are other ones that are like wood or carbon, like straight. Some of them make a different amount of vibration. Some have different sound coming off the paddle. So if you're in a noise restricted pickleball park, whatever, like in a housing area, sometimes they have rules on certain paddles. I don't know much about that, but I know that there are some paddles that are specifically noise reducing. So there's that. But anyway, if you have questions, I'm happy to help you find the answers, but I'm no expert on pickleball. I just love it. But that's it for now. See you later.